Have you ever had the experience that when you stop trying to make something happen, it somehow just happens anyway? Which strongly suggests, at least to me, that the harder you try to manifest something, the more you block it from actually showing up. But how are you supposed to let go of an outcome when you badly want it? That's what we're going to explore in this video. Watch to the end, because your manifesting powers will improve dramatically if you do. Hi, I'm Trevor. I used to struggle with the law of attraction, and at the time, 30-something years ago, I desperately wanted it to work. My marriage had fallen apart, I was deep in debt, and frankly, I was falling apart too. Today, I'm delightfully married and have been since 2006, live in a gorgeous part of rural England, and do only what I love. Oh, and yes, there's money in the bank. So what changed? Well, in a nutshell, I let go. I stopped trying to make my life work, and it just did. I've written a free book about my manifesting method, which is very simple and requires no techniques. It's called Let's Manifest a Ferrari, and you'll find a link at the top of the description below this video where you can download a copy. One of the first things I did, although I didn't know what effect it would have at the time, was to drop all the manifesting techniques. I gave up trying to visualize my desired thing. I stopped trying to think positive thoughts because negative ones always crept in no matter what I did. I quit trying to describe in writing precisely what I wanted because I always left something out, and even if I hadn't, there was always the nagging doubt that I had missed something. To put it succinctly, I stopped trying. Nature, you'll notice, doesn't use effort. An acorn just turns into an oak tree. Okay, its timescale is a bit slower than ours, but it doesn't try. That's my point. It just gets there. Energy changes form without effort too, and that's pretty spectacular. As far as I can tell, animals don't stress or use effort either. Even animals that rely on hunting prey just get on with it. They either catch something or they go hungry that day. Okay, I know we're not going to live that way, at least not happily. But one of the key lessons I learned over 20 years ago from Tony Robbins when I attended his Mastery University was model success. And the universe seems pretty successful to me. Stars and galaxies, seasons and weather patterns, conscious life and millions of species, all apparently without so much as a celestial frown or scratch of the head. It's only us who furrow our brows and insist that we bend life, and nature too for that matter, to our will. Yeah, I get it. All this philosophical musing will get us nowhere. When you want to manifest anything, I don't know, money or love or a bigger house, let's say, you want it badly and you want it now. How are you supposed to detach from that outcome? The answer is actually very simple, but I confess it took me years to get it. Not with my head, but truly with my heart. Let me give you an analogy. Suppose you see something on Amazon you want, so you buy it. If you've got their Prime service, you'll probably get it the next day. No stress or struggle there, right? Even if you have to wait a while for the item, chances are you'll be fine. You may be excited, of course. Depends what it is. My wife orders special decomposable bin bags sometimes, and it looks like an exciting parcel when it arrives, but it's pretty boring when you see what's inside. But I digress. The point is, you trust that service to deliver. Same thing if you book a holiday. It might be months before you go, but you get excited. You may even plan some trips, buy clothes for the trip, even invest in a new suitcase. You do all of that because you trust the travel company and all the moving parts involved, maybe a hotel or an Airbnb, to do and deliver everything they promised. And if things do go wrong, heaven forbid, you trust your insurance company to look after you. The key here is trust. You can get a deeper understanding of ideas like this from my free book, Let's Manifest a Ferrari. The link is at the top of the description. But when you try to manifest something, do you really trust the universe to deliver? You see, the problem is we ask the universe for help and then try to do the job ourselves. And the more you do that, the more you get in the universe's way. It's not that it won't keep trying to help you, it's that you have no way of hearing it, and so you can't act on the guidance it's giving you. It's totally understandable. I mean, it's not as though the universe delivers the things you want to manifest in recyclable packages tied with ribbon. When a complete stranger paid my mortgage after my first marriage ended, and there was no way I could afford that huge payment on my own, the coincidences that led to that happening were so bizarre that if you put the story in an Avengers movie, people would have still said it was unbelievable. At the time, I didn't know that letting go was the key to it all, but that's exactly what I'd done. There was even a day when the mortgage company sent a guy round to see me, and I offered him a coffee and the keys to the house. I expected to be made homeless. My intention was to keep a roof over my head, but had it been left to me and not the universe, I saw myself sofa surfing, which, looking back on it, just goes to show that visualizing isn't necessary. The intention was part of it, to keep a roof over my head and not to live on the streets, but belief wasn't. I really didn't think I'd be able to keep that house. I just kept putting one foot in front of the other at the time, clutching at the straw of belief that somehow I'd be all right. Trust me, at a time when your marriage has just blown apart and you're in such a deep money hole you can't ever see your way out, your self-esteem is so low, there's no way you're going to be thinking positive and putting energy into visualizing some sunny outcome. I let go, and the universe took over. Letting go isn't not caring. You don't shrug and say, well, I don't care. You will care. What you let go of is the how. You don't know how it's going to happen or when. You can't control those things. And that's okay too. I'll finish with a story I read many years ago in a book called When All You've Ever Wanted Isn't Enough by Rabbi Harold Kushner. He was talking about God being a rabbi. But you don't need to be religious to get this. He was addressing the question of why God doesn't seem to answer prayers and why life can seem so unfair. And he came up with this powerful metaphor. Imagine, he said, that you're driving home and you stop at a red light close enough to be able to see the street where you live. As you look at the view, you see a plume of smoke rising into the air, and it dawns on you that that must be coming from your street. Harold Kushner said at that moment it would be no use sending up a prayer like, please God, don't let that be my house on fire, because if it is your house, the flames won't suddenly go out or leap to the house next door. But what you can do, he said, is to pray like this. Please God, whatever that is, give me the resources I need to cope. That's what the universe, or God if you prefer, will deliver. There will always be a way. You just have to let go of the reins and let the universe handle it. You'll be fine. Now, if you'd like more of my no-nonsense, zero woo-woo approach to manifesting and the law of attraction, why not get a copy of my free ebook, Let's Manifest a Ferrari? The link is at the top of the description. Thank you for watching. Happy manifesting, and I'll see you very soon in another video.